Welcome to my Action Research virtual poster presentation. My research statement was, in what ways can cross-curricular connections motivate and engage grade 3 students in math? This problem is important to me as I believe cross-curricular connections are an area that all teachers should work towards developing. I decided to choose math as my subject of interest as Ontario's school boards put so much emphasis on teaching math effectively. There's also a limited time in a school day, so teaching a wide variety of content just helps you cover more ground towards reaching curriculum goals. Different questions that I will be researching to support my research question are: how can cross-curricular learning be used to engage students in subjects they aren't interested in? How can cross-curricular connections be made between grade 3 math and other subjects? And how can we learn more about cross-curricular connections in primary grades? So definitions of central and relevant terms relating to my research question include cross-curricular learning, which is integrating different subjects and learning goals from the Ontario curriculum into the same lesson, and differentiated instructions, which is teaching the lesson using multiple methods of delivery based on the needs of students within the classroom. The first article that I examined was Curricular Integration in the Disciplines of Knowledge. This study focuses on the benefits of cross-curricular connections within elementary school classes. It determined that when the cross-curricular approach is properly infused, it changes the process of learning in a positive way. First, students are encouraged to relate learning experience into their own lives by developing a stronger meaning to broaden and deepen their understanding of themselves and the world. Secondly, students were engaged in seeking and acquiring knowledge in natural and non-official ways without teacher prompt. The second article I examined is the pedagogy of poverty versus good teaching. In this study conducted within Australian schools, Martin Haberman draws connections between behavioral issues and the misuse of class time. According to this study, students in schools are locked in a pedagogy of poverty where both parties silently agree to accept the activities within the classroom that are repetitive skills that they've already learned. This results in disengaged students becoming discipline issues waiting to happen. Students tend to get bored and lose focus when we teach them the same things over and over again, and this takes away from teachers trying to focus on learning goals because they're spending too much time trying to maintain order and resolve discipline issues in the classroom. When cross-curricular connections were integrated into these classes, teachers saw a huge increase in student engagement and a vast decrease of students getting in trouble. The third article I examined was Teaching the Arts, Early Childhood and Primary Education. This study refers to the importance of educators focusing on other subjects' relations being made clear through communicating and discussing the relationships with each other. All subjects can be interrelated, and it's our jobs as educators to make these connections by having a cross-curricular state of mind. This study talks about a school where a class was creating a drama play, and they reference all the different cross-curricular elements that were made in this drama activity, like the planning, being mathematics, the ground plan, geography, the lights and lens focus, science, the movements and actions in the play, physical education, and the script being language. As we can see from this article, cross-curricular connections can be made within any topic, and we can reach a wide variety of subject strands. The fourth article I examined is The Visible Learning, a synthesis of over 800 meta-analyses related to achievement. This study draws conclusions on the different ways in which teachers made learning about cross-curricular connections easier by collaborating with associate teachers in their schools. When a teacher lacks experience in a certain area, they should strive to collaborate with their other peer teachers in learning things that they aren't necessarily very strong in. For example, if you were doing a science lesson and you weren't really sure about some different concepts, you might want to collaborate with the science teachers in the school to get their opinion, and also you can do this with students as well not just with subjects, and it's just a great way to connect with other teachers and make more stronger lessons using these cross-curricular connections. The fifth article I examined is the effect of cross-curricular instruction on reading comprehension. This study talks about the importance of zoning in on the interests of students when creating cross-curricular connections. Teachers who use cross-curricular themes successfully created active readers by engaging students in natural ways towards literacy tasks on interesting and worthwhile topics. Reading is arguably one of the most important skills for students to learn in school. It is also cross-relatable to all subjects. Most of the time when students aren't engaged, they're not going to read. They're only going to read when they're forced to. However, when we let students kind of have control over what they read, there was this study talks about an increase in students being more engaged and reading on their own without teacher prompt. The sixth article had the greatest impact on my research question, and this article is called Time Travel Days, Cross-Curricular Adventures in Mathematics. In this study, Carol Pettigrew, a grade 3 teacher, was trying to develop an engaging math lesson for her class when she thought of the unique idea to incorporate time travel into a math lesson. She got this idea from her love of history, where she was able to draw on her prior knowledge to make cross-curricular connections between history, art, and math. She dedicated a day for students to travel back in time to ancient Egypt, where they would engage in Egyptian-styled math equations, building challenges, and math riddles, all while learning facts about the Egyptian culture. Students entered a newly designed classroom, renovated to achieve an Egyptian feel. The students showed a great level of engagement and interest in these lessons, which inspired many more to follow a similar theme. Many of the students that had trouble in different math areas were actually able to reach their learning goals because they were so engaged in the different lessons that related to different historical events. My literature review examined research that shed light on the benefits of using cross-curricular connections to motivate and engage grade 3 students in math. Different methods of implementing cross-curricular learning was also reached. In the study by M. Haberman in 1994 on the benefits of cross-curricular connections, it was found that the integration approach had endless benefits to supporting and engaging all types of learners within math and other subjects. Developing a cross-curricular state of mind where we look at strands through different perspectives allows us to cater our lessons more towards meeting student needs. Carol Pettigrew's teacher journal revealed the proven results and success of cross-curricular math activity being blended with other subjects. And A. Hamilton discussed strategies to implement successful cross-curricular connections by getting to know our students, and we provide them better lessons geared towards their interest through this strategy. My research action plan. The majority of data I collected was qualitative. However, I also had some quantitative stats to prove the level of engagement and motivation that was developed through cross-curricular learning. Now, the data collected so far includes credited journals, academic journals, teaching journals, and university research. Additional sources I will collect my research from include third grade teachers' teaching journals, interviews with students and teachers, as well as anecdotal and observational notes that will be used to focus on the level of engagement and motivation students have when participating in different activities. Triangulation, validity, and reliability. After continuous research and acquiring more information on my question, a clear vision of triangulation formed. When using the strategies discussed, like having a cross-curricular mindset, one is able to make connections between different subjects and how they intersect. The specific evidence of examples where cross-curricular connections were used to motivate and engage grade 3 students in learning math are the finished product of a mindset that is ready to blend. The proven benefits of cross-curricular integration in student engagement, motivation, attention, and overall growth illustrated through the academic journal confirms the practiced research that students have implemented this correctly. Ethical considerations. Ethical considerations will be handled with the utmost care. All information collected during the study will remain confidential, including grades, anecdotal notes, and observations. The names of students observed from the school will only be shared between myself and the teacher for analyzation purposes. When the studies are published, however, only the name of the school board will be involved. Additionally, students will not know they're being observed, and only once a consultation with the principal after parent approval has been granted will the study begin. Participation and setting. The majority of information that will be collected for my action research plan is classroom-based in a grade 3 class during their math blocks. The lessons will be cross-related with other subjects using strategies to blend them in a setting where motivation and engagement can be observed and recorded for future analyzation. Teacher feedback through accredited journals will be assessed to determine the merits of cross-curricular connections and student growth. Various classrooms and different school boards will be researched to ensure reliability and that these connections are proven to work. Permission from the principal will be asked prior to conducting all research. The timeline for my data collection will include anecdotal notes on non-cross-related math lessons, and these will be taken from September to October, twice a week, and they'll be written notes. Then, once we enter October, the anecdotal notes will be taken on math lessons that cross-curricular reference other subjects. These will be written notes and they'll be taken twice a week from October to February. The next type of data will be the teacher's journal, and this will include monthly reflections that happen at the end of each month or whenever applicable, and this is from September to June. Academic performance of the students will also be analyzed, and that includes report card periods or periodically when the math units do finish. Finally, student and teacher interviews will be completed of all the students that take part in the study, and this will be completed in December and once in May. Data analysis. I will use the data collected to compare and analyze in attempts to answer my research question through proving classroom data. By examining the observational anecdotal notes during the non-cross-curricular math blocks and comparing them with cross-curricular lessons will help shed light on the level of engagement and motivation students have when their math class is properly blended. Teaching journals and academic performance will show how students progress in the newly blended lessons, and this will determine the validity of this research problem and to see if that the cross-curricular connections actually do provide motivation and engagement for grade 3 math students. The goal of this project is to help me to become a better teacher by learning the tools to make engaging cross-curricular connections in critical subjects like math. Determining the benefits of this study has helped confirm that the level of engagements and motivations can be achieved through cross-curricular learning. And as a teacher, I hope to always continue my growth by having a growth mindset, and this project has taught me ways to do so. Thank you for listening.